Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's the Cryptid Huntress. I'm Jessica Jones. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Boy, do we have an interesting show for y'all. I have so much to discuss. And it's going to go everywhere from Thunderbirds and pterodactyl sightings, recent ones, all the way to, let's see, alien-human hybrid breeding programs within, I don't know if it's our government or agencies or what, but we had former Congressman Matt Gaetz come out, talk about that. We're going to play some clips from his interview that he just did recently, where he said that he was briefed on all this, where they're taking kidnapped humans and breeding them with aliens, okay, to create God, why do I keep saying animal? So used to saying animal-human hybrids, but alien-human hybrids. And that is something wild, and I didn't expect that one on my bingo card coming out this year. We're going to talk about that, maybe some missing public officials right now that have something to do with this UFO disclosure as well, with very high clearances and know a lot of our nation's secrets when it comes to aliens and UFOs. We're going to get into that, and possibly, if we have time, we're going to get into the black goo body snatching takeover as well. So yeah, we've got a lot to discuss. Thank you guys so much for joining us on Monday with Barry. We had a wonderful show. If you guys missed that, please go back and watch it. We discussed reptilian shapeshifters. One in particular was at Home Depot. So allegedly. Wonderful show there. I also just put out a new video to my Hunt Club members yesterday. Y'all go check that out if you're a member of the Hunt Club. Thank you to all my Hunt Club members. I appreciate y'all. And also thank you to my moderators for being here today. Everybody in the chat, thank y'all so much. And all my Patreon members as well. Okay, well, let's see. I do have an event coming up. If you guys are interested and going to be in the West Georgia area, y'all please come over and see me over at this thing right here. It's called the West Georgia Bigfoot Town Hall at McIntosh Reserve over in Whitesburg, Georgia. If anybody wants to, they've got camping and stuff out there. If anybody wants to go camping, you'll have to do that on your own. Okay, you're going to have to call in and reserve your spot at McIntosh Reserve if you want to do that. But I will be there all day Saturday on April the 25th if y'all want to come join. Of course, Dale Boswell will be there. And I've got a list of people. I don't know if I'm going to make it public yet, but I got a lot of people that are planning to be there for that. So y'all come out and see us. I want to hear about the community's experiences and encounters with Bigfoot, Dogman, and other weird creatures, and even UFOs. And stuff. Okay, so I can't wait for that. It's gonna be a good one. And I have other events that are listed. I think I've put most of them. Maybe I haven't put any of them actually on my website. I don't know. I can't remember from day to day what I do, y'all. Okay, but I meant to do it. It's in my head. I did it. So, but thecryptidhuntress.com. Y'all go check me out over there if you got any questions. And okay. Anyways, there's plenty of ways to support the channel as well. If you guys want to become a member of my Patreon or have a shop called War Woman Goods over on Etsy as well. So thank you guys so much for all your support with that. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Let's get into our show today. I have a good buddy of mine here in the studio. I'm going to bring up in just a minute, who just had a recent Thunderbird sighting up in New York. And I've actually had my own sighting of something very large and strange in the sky here in Georgia. We're both along the East Coast. He's at the top of the Appalachians. I'm at the bottom of the Appalachians. And I don't know if that has anything to do with this, but I'll check some of these articles out today, and we're going to have a good time. So I hope you guys are ready. Buckle up, buttercups. Okay. So today we are covering recent Pterosaur and Thunderbird sightings along the East Coast and the public disclosure by former Congressman Matt Gaetz of forced alien-human hybrid mating programs in the United States involving kidnapped humans. And I believe what he said, they were actually mostly illegal immigrants, is what he said. Or just, let's just say immigrants. Okay. Mike of Long Island Bigfoot is here as we take a deep dive also into nanobots and the idea of black goo body snatchers. Are our brains already taken over by an external magnetic force? Probably. I mean, when you look at your phone and you have an ad that pops up of something that you were just thinking about, how did that happen? We may have some answers now for that. So, of course, you guys can follow Mike over on his YouTube channel that is called Long Island Bigfoot. And please help me welcome to the show, Mr. Mike LIB, Long Island Bigfoot. Hey, Mike.
What's going on?
Thank you for being here today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gosh, we have a lot to discuss today, and
Yeah.
you and I have something in common. We have a lot of stuff in common. You know, we're
Yeah.
both cryptid researchers. We both get out in the woods a lot, and we have both seen something flying that was enormous, that wasn't normal
Yeah.
recently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about what you've been up to, and what is this thing that you saw in the sky?
I don't talk about it too much because it was kind of like it was pretty quick, and it was a long time ago. I was driving. I was not that long ago. It was probably a few years back. And I was driving, and I'm doing my normal thing, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take the back way. I'm going to take the back way home. So it's like this long scenic route around the side of the mountain, like to get back to Woodstock from like Kingston, which is like the two bigger towns or whatever when you're upstate, right? Like in that area, at least. So I'm coming back from Kingston, and I'm not like that far into the rural area yet. And there's this huge like creek, this creek called Esopus Creek that I do a lot of my research on, like a lot of it. And it goes all through the areas of this, I'll say like Ulster County, basically. It connects a lot of the whole areas that I do. You know, it's one of the main waterways. And as I'm coming down the road and I'm about to cut through to the rural area, like I see these things in the sky, right? Like, and they're riding the thermal, like big predator birds do. You know, they're doing the circular motion, and they're just gliding. And I'm thinking from a distance that it's buzzards, so I kind of take my eyes off it, driving, and all of a sudden I hear like, oh shit, whatever. Like, so I start paying more attention, and as I get to the river or whatever, the creek, which is more like a river. It's not. You hear creek and you think, or down by you crick, right? You think like a small, yeah. You think you're like a small creek. No. This is like it's a river. It's just it's pretty vast, and at this point, it's a big spot. And I start to notice how big these birds are, and one of them came down. Don't know for what reason, but I could see it out of the right, like my right peripheral. And when it came across the front, like the front of my truck had at the time had a huge windshield, like big, big side windows, like big, like everybody who I researched with always loved it because they had like a big view. I think you've seen it. You probably rode with me before, right?
I've ridden in your truck. Yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's a nice one.
anyway. Well, yeah, I don't have it anymore, but I got rid of it. But point is, I see it out of my right peripheral, and it came down, and you can hear it, like that whoosh sound. And if you've ever been like around like a big bird, like in the woods or whatever, you hear an owl come through or whatever, you can hear that like it's wings,
Swoosh. Sometimes, yeah.
And this was, I mean, my windows were up, everything. Radio, like, and you could hear the whoo, and it was like, holy shit, right? And it blocked out the entire view. I could not see. So again, I have views like a wide view in every direction. I'm so used to like big view. It blocked out everything from the right to the left to the front, everything. I could not see it, blacked it out, and forced me to take a look at it. My passenger said that it had like scales on its head, like it was bald, and it had like I tried like almost like a lizard, I guess. And I remember its wings being like almost you could see through them, like, but you couldn't. I don't know how to explain that. It wasn't like I would explain it more as like a Thunderbird. And I think because the sunshine or whatever, maybe it was trying to kind of come through, like maybe the leathery skin or whatever. So it's like wings weren't like, it was like connected, like but it was big, huge, like grayish, bluish color. Everything you would expect to see, like in like a depiction of a pterodactyl, except for like that.
Mhm.
It didn't have like that. I wouldn't say it had that back head thing. Like it was like, I don't know, like a bird, but also not, you know?
Oh yeah,
Okay, yeah, like
I
this is
know what
pretty.
you mean. Because this is actually okay. So I saw something very similar, but this what I saw was a gigantic bird here in Georgia. I was taking my son to school. I don't know, it was about a month ago. I think I told the audience around the next the next couple of days after that happened. I told the audience,
Yeah,
but what I saw, it didn't really look like a pterodactyl. It looked like a gigantic bird with wings, but it
mhm.
had that tail right there. It had the
That's
exact
yeah,
same tail as this right here,
that's cool.
which is
Yeah,
weird. Like, what is that?
yeah,
What
that's
is it?
cool. That diamond shaped tail does not. It's not on anything I could think of in present day.
I mean, unless there's some sort of like a swan or some, because I do live in
No.
between some lakes, right? And we pass by a lake every morning, on the way to school, and we got lakes, we got multiple lakes where I live, and
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, no,
and
like
so this,
herrings. Yeah, herrings
yeah,
get big, like stuff swans, like, but they don't have a tail on them at all, like that. Not like
I
I
don't
mean, and
think
they
so.
they get big. Even buzzards, like they don't. I never seen a. I don't think anything has a diamond tail on it. Which, when you mentioned that, that was a detail that made me say, like, oh shit, like that's something different.
Huh? Yeah, it's really odd because when I saw what I saw, it was large, but it had already flown over my truck, and it was like kind of going. But it made, I mean, something. It caught my eye because it was so big. It was
Hmm.
incredibly large, and the thing that, and as I sat there and I watched it, I saw that looked like a tail with a diamond shape kind of trailing off the back of it. And I thought, good Lord,
Yeah,
that is like nothing. I mean, listen, I love the birds. I feed the birds. We have multiple bird feeders throughout the yard. Okay. And
yeah,
I love birds. I have books about all the native birds of Georgia and native birds of the South and of America. I mean, I love birds. Okay.
yeah,
This is nothing I had ever seen before in any bird book. Okay. Um, so, so I don't know, Mike. I don't know.
yeah.
This is weird. What do you suppose? Now, I was going to ask about the region where you live, where that was. That was in Long Island,
No, no, that
correct?
my sighting was in the cat. That was in the
That's
Catskills, and
okay.
yeah,
That's Catskills.
yeah, and it was like it sucked because I was driving, so I couldn't really do anything about it. And where I was getting off, I had to like get off the. I was getting off an exit like at that moment right there, so it was like there was nothing I could do to like go back and take a look. And I have my sneaking suspicions that there was like an interdimensional overlap or something. Like I don't think it was, like I don't know. I don't know because don't get me wrong, I turned around and it was done. And there's no way it was like they just disappeared. So um this thing was, and mind you, it didn't flap its wings. It's just because of when it came by, it was like an airplane flew past me. It shook my truck. I think I went over this with Vic in detail, like soon after it happened, because I wanted to kind of document it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because you can lose detail, you can accidentally add detail later. You know what I mean? Like it's stuff like that where you just want to kind of get it out there and put it, put it on whatever record.
Hmm.
So I think I sat with Vic Cundiff like pretty soon after it happened. And
Oh
we
man,
spoke about it.
that's pretty smart. It's good to go ahead and kind of uh, take the report down. Store it away somewhere until you
Well, there
need
was,
it.
yeah,
Okay.
because sometimes it can backfire in that sense. Because if it's something where you have an experience like that's scary, sometimes it's because there's trauma that gets in the way, and it's
Hmm.
almost like you can actually, the trauma can actually set your details aside because or make them grander than they were, right? Like because of fear or whatever the case may be. This was just like there was no emotion involved. It was just some shit I saw, and I wanted to see more of it, but I couldn't. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
like that.
Well, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
That's funny. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, thank you, Leah. Leah says the Conga Moto in the Congo has a diamond tail according to the locals. Very cool. That's in the Congo. Okay. And that's interesting. I mean, I'm all about portals and, time travel and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I just think that there could be like, maybe there's some sort of interdimensional overlap, like you had mentioned, or I mean, this is actually a great question too in the chat we had here. Let's see. Jose says, could these large bird reptiles being seen could be ancestors of the pterodactyls, but a smaller species?
Yeah.
I don't know. Could be. It's almost alarming about how many sightings we're getting of pterodactyls.
Well, there's a lot of. Listen, like I'll be honest with you. There's a handful of people that I've gone to in the past because they've said, "Oh, look at this Bigfoot nest and da 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 da. Look at this structure," and I'll hit them up on the side. I'll be like, "Yo, that is not Sasquatch. That is a bird nest. Look at it." And it's like interwoven, you know what I mean? And it's a big, giant, literally a giant bird nest. And I'm like, it's going on, you know what I mean? They're out there, in my opinion, anyway. Everyone's gonna have their take on things and wanna see what they want to see, but there's just so much more happening than I don't know if it was an interdimensional overlap. Like I'm just guesstimating.
Yes.
I'm guesstimating.
Oh yeah, it's interesting. What's up, Javier? Javier and Adolf are in the chat today. They're both out of the Fresno area in California, and they've had the pterodactyl or pterosaur sightings as well. And I believe, let's see. Okay, so Javier, what's up? Says the one we saw had no tail or feathers, and he saw a pterosaur or pterodactyl out there.
Yeah.
And also I wanted to read this comment from Adolf as well. He said, yes, they're very large. It covered my car with a shadow.
Yeah.
That's what caused me to look up.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened in my case too.
Yeah, because the shadow is so alarming. It's insane. It's almost like it reminds me of like Independence Day when the damn like, you know what I mean? Like that shadow is just coming. Now you can, it happens differently, obviously, but yeah, like a plane goes over, like, and when you see a large bird go over in the sun, it casts an amazing shadow. You can see. I literally was doing a video about this the other day because I thought I was gonna capture something, but it ended up being a group of buzzards, and I'm like, all right, cool. Like, and then I start to go on and say, I didn't post it, but I go on to say you can actually look at these shadows now at this point. Now I'm debunking it, and I'm saying because you could see their shadows casted on the ground, and you can actually look at the tree branches and see them casted across the ground from the sun, and actually do physical measurements. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you want to remember that time of day because of where the sun is and how, and then you know what I'm saying. So these are things that you start to take in as an experiencer. And somebody who does field research, you start to look for these tools to help you do measurements. You know what I mean? You start to look at the ground levels and stuff. Okay, if I do see something over there, the ground is raised about 2 feet in that area. You know what I mean? Like it's just stuff that you start to take in and play with. Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't know if these things have teeth, but this drawing or whatever, that's kind of scary. Okay, it's a little bit scary. Yes, werewolf. Dimensional slips. I'm just looking at the chat, Mike, and there are so many people who have seen these things. Even Cosmic Joe says, I saw a pterodactyl coming in and out of the portal across the railroad tracks before. The portal has moved to the woods near me. Oh my gosh. I mean, lots of people who have seen these gigantic birds, possibly pterodactyls, possibly pterosaurs. I mean, it's kind of my opinion that maybe the Native American tales of the Thunderbird could be pterodactyls and pterosaurs, but I don't know. What do you think? Well, absolutely, yeah, and well, I mean, you have to wonder too. Like, I mean, the stories now, like out west, it's different. Like, there's stories of Thunderbirds here, and like they're actually in the native crest and everything, and you can find them in the native crest all over the place. Don't pull up Shinnecock because I was wrong. It's not it's
Oh,
not
it's
in
not
there.
them.
It's not
Okay.
them. It's another tribe, and I screwed it up. So I
Okay.
told you the wrong
I'll
one.
take that link down.
But-
Okay.
so my bad on that. But
It's okay.
out west, when you're going to like Arizona, you're talking about the Navajo and things like that. They would talk as the Thunderbird was like a carrier of rain, like it would bring water, like it would carry the rain on its wings. That's how vast they were. You know, that's how big that they were. They would actually bring the rains on them and like drop it over them, and um, so there's so many crazy stories that date back, like you said, all the way to Native Americans, and I'm sure there was, I'm sure there's other stuff that we just don't know about. And thank God that the Native Americans document this stuff,
Mhm.
thank God. And they pass it
Yes.
down to each other, and we pick up what we can. Obviously, we have, people like William Nighthawk, thank God for him, that come through and school us on certain things,
Mhm.
but
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, by the way, this is not my jewelry, but this is stuff like I sell in my shop right here, and that's
mhm,
my favorites are the Thunderbirds, y'all. I love
that's
Thunderbird
sick.
jewelry. So
That's sick.
beautiful. I have at one time had almost all of those types of pieces in my shop, but yeah, this is this is a tale as old as time, y'all. Okay, Mike,
Yeah.
and they have stories of Thunderbirds actually taking children and
Yeah.
pets. I mean, we still hear stories about big birds and stuff taking pets out of
Yeah, oh,
people's
yeah.
yards, but we're talking
Oh,
about taking full size humans off the ground.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
let's see.
Well, when you
Actually,
think about, if you see the eagles like out like in the Himalayas, whatever, like they pick up full size goats off the, you know what I mean, and they'll pick them up, carry them for a while, like drop them from heights. Like it's insane. When crows attack eagles, they don't bother wasting time, pecking them off. They just take them as high as they can because they can reach altitudes that the other birds can't, and they pass out and fall. Like, and they're savage. They're
savage.
amazing,
Yes.
amazing birds of prey. Like,
They're
falcons,
scary.
even they fly
Yeah.
over 200 miles an hour. They can filter which out of thousands of birds are the weak ones. And we're just talking about things that we know about present day birds. So imagine what one that has been around for millions of years can do. You know what I mean? And
Right.
I don't know. Sorry
Yeah.
about my tangent, but I love birds of prey. Like, I love it.
Oh my gosh, me too. Okay, so Thunderbird sightings are referring to reports of large bird-like creatures, often described as having enormous wingspans that have been observed across North America. These sightings have been part of folklore and cryptozoology, with some attributing them to mythical creatures from Native American legends, while others suggest they may be misidentified large birds like turkey vultures or condors. Now, I do have some reports of some giant thunderbirds. I'm going to pull this up on the screen so you guys can see this because that's pretty cool. There's actually a recent sighting. I think this article is from last year. Okay, just from September, maybe. Let's see. I have to find the date on here. The giant thunderbird returns. This is from Live About or Live About. I think it's Live About. But there's several pictures of like thunderbirds and alleged pterodactyls that I don't know if those are real pictures. Okay, but this is maybe this is in a museum, and this is just kind of like for size reference. But anyways, there's. Let me make sure y'all are looking at this. Yes, you can see it. Okay, so sightings of the Thunderbird continue to be reported in Pennsylvania, and Thunderbird is larger than any known bird, with some wingspans reported to be 15 to 17 feet. That is gigantic, by the way.
Yeah.
And they say that, like you said, my legends say Thunderbirds could make thunder with their wings and snatch children off the ground. And let me read this about Thunderbirds out of Alaska. I have to ask Fred about this. The Thunderbird is a gigantic bird. It was sighted in Alaska in January of 2018 by a woman having a wingspan of nearly as wide as the road. It was spotted in Pennsylvania on May 26 of 2013 when two friends were walking through the woods near Bryn Athyn Castle and were startled by something extraordinary. It was extremely loud, and I glanced up and I saw a huge black bird, a witness said. It was sitting above us, and we seemed to startle it. It flew about 100 feet to a nearby branch. Its wingspan was at least 10 feet, and judging by how far it was, it looked to be around 4 feet tall. Oh my gosh. And on the evening of Tuesday, September 25th of 2001, a 19-year-old claimed to have seen an enormous winged creature flying over Route 119 in South Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Their attention was drawn to the sky by a sound that resembled flags flapping in a thunderstorm. Looking up, they saw what appeared to be a thunderbird animal that had a wingspan of an estimated 10 to 15 feet and a head about 3 feet long. And so...
Well, yeah, a 3-foot head is,
Oh,
because
it's huge.
That's crazy. I mean, big. Now there an eagle too. Like, if you put your arms out as far as you can both ways, an eagle's wingspan is bigger. Like they have when you go to certain places, they have like whatever zoos or ecology centers, whatever. They have like those signs in front of the exhibits. That say an eagle's man is this big, and there's certain birds with huge wingspans, but it goes into the sounds too, right? Like you've heard owls probably in the woods that sound like monkeys, right? They sound
in my neighborhood.
Like they go nuts. I mean, first time I heard these I swore there was monkeys out there, but
me too.
Yeah, but I knew it wasn't. I just knew it wasn't and then it goes into when and that doesn't. I just talked to someone about this 2 days ago. He sent me audio of something that was coyotes, and then I heard something else, and I said, I said, when and people aren't going to accept that as evidence. Well, I don't give a shit. Like, it's about,
Shout out to MT Paranormal Life. I know who you're talking about. Was it that one?
Okay. Yeah. He
sent it to me too.
Yeah.
Good one.
So but I told him, that's exactly what I said to him. I said, it's about the experience. It's about, So, I mean, and if I thought it was just coyotes, I would have said it to him, but I think he had.
There was something else there. I actually told him I thought it was, and this is from a live stream he did last week.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was either this week or last week. But he did a live stream out in Portage County, I'm assuming, and they were doing a little session out there, and it sounded like you could hear coyotes, but then something screamed, and it sounded not like a coyote. But I told him it sounded to me like more like either a big cat or maybe a big coyote, something else. I couldn't tell.
Something else was out there bigger than them.
It was bigger,
And I think it was like, it's all speculation, right? It's all speculation, but I did hear something different, yeah. And again, I listen to it once and just give my feedback. I mean, there's other people who will go over, and I like to just give my initial feedback without trying to dissect it too much, do too much thinking. People say critical thinking and da-da-da-da-da. And I don't know. I like to go off my initial gut reaction to things.
Oh, yeah, me too. I do too. And y'all go check out MT Paranormal Life. He's got a great channel over there. And Script says the wedge-tailed eagle has a 9.5-foot wingspan. Good Lord. Actually, that's interesting because Gerald sent me some pictures of, and what's up, Midwest Night Watchers? They're in the chat. Mm-hmm. Gerald sent me some pictures of some bald eagles. And I was like, America, he said, go America. It was American flags back, but anyways, those things are gigantic. I've never seen I have seen a bald eagle in person, actually.
They have a lot of good they have a lot of good possibilities for a lot of those types of scenarios because they have livestock too, which is, and that's like, we go back to the Thunderbird snatching, but birds of prey will snatch your chickens, your goats, your whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever they can get their hands on.
Hide your kids, hide your wife. Right?
Well, even red-tailed hawks, they're notorious for it. You know.
Oh, they are. I used to sit around and watch out my window. I'd watch the hawks dive down and get chipmunks and squirrels and all that. Yeah, you got to be careful. It's interesting watching that.
Speaking of large birds, the osprey is one that we have here that is just gigantic, and it's amazing. I was at this park, and it was like I was like, how did I never know this place was here? I was right near Brian Montucker Strange's house, and he was like, oh, should I know that place? But I didn't know that was back there. So it's amazing. There's like osprey nests, and the osprey, I love to watch them hunt when they grab fish and stuff. And going into what I want to get at is they're so big, but there was an eagle out there that was trying to steal the fish as it was the osprey were trying to come back with the fish to the nest, and the eagle went upside down and underneath the damn osprey and was trying to steal the fish from it. And it was literally flying upside down. Yeah, it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh. I love that. I've actually watched them dive into the water, like when I was living on the lake and stuff, and they'll dive into the water and come out with a fish in its talons and stuff, or in its beak or whatever. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
They are not to be messed with. That is why the symbol of America is an American eagle. Okay.
Yeah.
It ain't no turkey. I think that like Thomas Jefferson or somebody wanted it to be a turkey. Which turkey is good, but American eagles are badass. Okay. And go America.
Turkey. Oh Jesus. USA. Imagine
USA. Yeah.
Imagine. Hey, this would be a whole different world if the turkey was the symbol.
It would be. Oh man. Okay. Well, I have these other reports up on the screen right now out of this article, and we'll just kind of glance over these for just a second. We already covered those, and they say that in South Greensburg, a witness talked about a grayish brown bird passed overhead about 50 to 60 feet. It wasn't. I wouldn't say it was flapping its wings gracefully. The witness said it almost horrifically flapping its wings very slowly, then gliding above the passing big rig trucks. Now, that is exactly what I noticed with that big bird that I saw with the tail hanging out behind it, with the diamond on it. It was very slow, and it was almost like, I don't want to say mechanical or anything, because it wasn't mechanical. It was very smooth and slow, like slower than any other bird's wings flap that I've ever seen. It says the witness observed the creature for about 90 seconds, even seeing it land on the branches of a dead tree, which nearly broke under its great weight. Unfortunately, no other witnesses saw the Thunderbird animal on this date. No tangible evidence could be found. And let's see. So
see, the thing I saw, like it couldn't land on a branch. Like it couldn't land on the biggest oak tree. It couldn't. You couldn't turn a tree sideways and it could land on the actual tree, like trunk, It wasn't like that. It wasn't like, it was too big, way too big.
Well, I found this one interesting too. I mean, there's more accounts here, but this one says the creature's wingspan was estimated to be 15 to 17 feet and was described as dark gray with little or no neck and a circle of black under its head. Its beak was very thin and long, about a foot in length. I mean, a lot of these do kind of sound like vultures to me, and condors. Here's a condor, the California condor. It says the largest predatory birds, which the Thunderbird is most often linked to, is the Andean condor, 10.5-foot wingspan, and the California condor, 10-foot wingspan.
Well, like that picture you pulled up before. Well, that's the thing. The typical description of the Thunderbird, like that dark black with the wings, like that picture you showed with the wings spread out and the guy standing there. That is what a buzzard or like a turkey vulture, whatever. That's what they look like. You know what I mean? And they get huge. They get so huge. And for people who might not get out much or whatever, like, or not see something often, like, you might be intimidated by it and say, "Oh my God, that's the biggest thing I've ever seen." But yeah, again, but
Yeah.
there is some stuff out there that just doesn't fit the bill. I mean, for pun intended, I guess, right? Fit the bill.
Yes, that's right. Turkey vultures are always tricking me, Mike. I
Yeah.
will see a big old group of turkey vultures on the side of the road and think, "Oh my God, it's turkeys!" And then I get up next to them and they're all eating off of a dead animal, some roadkill, and then I
Yeah.
realize they're not turkeys; they're actually turkey vultures, and because they do
Yeah.
look a lot like turkeys, and
Yeah.
I love vultures and turkey vultures. I think they're great. They're actually a sign that nothing in this world is wasted. Okay,
Oh,
they
for
don't let
sure.
they don't let all of our things go to waste. It's actually a big part of our ecosystem. Because they eat the
Yeah.
leftovers.
Yeah, they'll fly around stuff for a whole day, even 2 days. Like they will wait for shit to die. Like if they know when
Yeah.
something's dying, they will wait for it forever. And you could basically, use them as same way when you're fishing, right? You look for seagulls, and you know where things are. Like so, they're a very but yeah, they don't waste anything. They pick everything down to the bone, and it's another big reason why things decay so fast is vultures and small animals. And then you'd be surprised how much the worms and things in the ground just take apart the bones that they just it's gone. It's gone within a couple days. It's gone.
Yes, I'm with you, Hillbilly Herb. He says, just don't know why their head has to look so terrifying like that. Yeah. It's they are a little creepy. And what is that show, that movie, the crystal, what is that? The Dark
Crystal
Crystal or
layer,
something?
dark
Kind
crystal
of
layer. I
the
think
Dark
yeah,
Crystal. Kind of
yeah,
reminds me of that, right? Like a bunch of
right,
vultures or
yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the sequel, I think, to there's this big it's actually like he looks like a big Bigfoot too in the movie. Oh man. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
damn it. Because
Well,
we play me and DHB, Dark Out, but we play this mini golf game on the VR headset, and both those both those boards, their levels in there. Oh man. Dark oh man. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
okay. Well, so I was going to talk about something from the 1890s, because I mean there were reports of Thunderbirds back in the 1800s, and there's this tale that comes out of the Arizona Territory Desert about two cowboys who encountered the giant flying creature in 1890. As cowboys want to do, they took aim at it with their rifles. And according to an article in the April 26, 1890 edition of the Tombstone Epigraph, the cowboys and their horses dragged the lifeless monster to a town where its wingspan was measured an incredible 190 feet, and its body measured 92 feet long. And it was described as having no feathers, but smooth skin and wings composed of a thick and nearly transparent membrane. And it sounds like it more resembles a pterodon, a pterosaur, or a pterodactyl, which to me, those are all kind of the same right there. There's pterodors. Just made that up. Pterosaurs, y'all. And so anyways, I mean if that's true, that is gigantic. 92 feet long body, a 92-foot body.
Yeah, I wish I had a way to measure.
What in the world?
I wish I had a way to measure what I experienced. I could not give a guesstimate of it. I have no idea. All I know is they don't belong. And the ones that were up in that thermal riding, it was like nothing I've ever seen in my life. Not before, not after. I don't expect to ever see it again. It's just something I don't take for granted. It was just so cool.
Let's see. Let's pull up a map here, because I know they're gonna the largest pterosaurs. Now there's actually a person right here. I'd like to get a size chart. I mean, is that supposed to be a human right there? Wait, hold on. Let me find something
like
better.
a little ninja.
One moment, everyone. I'm trying to find something here. Okay, here we go. Oh no, this is in meters. We're in America. We don't measure by meters. Okay, we measure by feet, right? That's a meter. Good grief, our international audience will appreciate that one more than I do. Okay,
True.
I'm just kidding, y'all. Okay, I'm
No,
kind
it's
of kidding.
true. We're like
It's
the
true,
only
though.
we do everything ass backwards. We really do.
Good grief, what is this?
It's
That
true.
is huge. That is really big. At 25 feet. What the heck? That's an original pterosaur, I'm assuming. It says Denali National Park and Preserve U.S. Service. I mean, maybe that's some bones that were found or something. That's another thing, Mike. My son has recently taken a trip to the Fernbank Science Museum, the Fernbank Science Center in Atlanta with his class. And they have dinosaur bones there. But let me tell you, I have been seeing more and more reports that dinosaurs never even existed. It was all dragons. I don't know how I feel about that. I haven't decided yet.
It's the same thing in essence. You know what I mean? It's the same thing in essence. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean? What's the difference?
I know, right? Thank you, Jose.
What's the difference?
Look, for all of us Americans, 1 meter equals about 3 feet, y'all. Okay. I knew that, Jose, but thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And I'd say this.
Do what?
Oh, yeah. 1 meter. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, wait. I'm thinking of a yard. I don't know shit about shit. But sorry, I curse so much.
I don't know nothing about nothing.
Yeah, I try not to when I'm on here, but I like it's sorry. Oh man, what was I gonna say? I'm gone. Forget it. Go. Carry on.
Okay.
I'm lost.
Yep. Here's another reference size right here. I mean, I don't know. All right. Well, if anybody in the audience, I know a lot of you guys have had some encounters with what you believe to be our pterosaurs or Thunderbirds. Let us know. Leave it in the comment section or something. Send me a message. I don't know. I just would like to know. We need to start. I mean, even as like my audience, because I know there's not like a national database everybody sends stuff to. Maybe we should start one. Maybe even on my website. We'll start something where we can start. People can write in and tell us where they've had these sightings, and we'll start posting them.
It would be nice. Yeah, it would be nice to have a map for these type of things, like the way that I mean, and again, I don't think that this is necessarily something like a Sasquatch where like people would ask me for like a location. I wouldn't give it to them at this point. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are about proof and this and that, and they want to prove it, and that's the biggest thing, and they want to give locations. But you really notice that the people who really, really experience quite a bit, they start to move away from that like very quickly and start to put like a safety aspect on it. And I would rather protect this like hidden species to an extent as best I can.
Right.
Yeah.
Me too. Okay, I would too, but it's like
I know.
with me doing this Bigfoot town hall over in the region where I live in Georgia. I just like to get out and it's not that I want people to like give these spots away and stuff. Like, that's not why I'm doing this at all. I'm not trying to go out.
Well, at least the thing I say is
connecting with the community about it.
Yeah, at least put a delayed fuse on it. Like at least if you do see something, like put a delayed fuse on it so that the being a creature or a forest person, whatever the case is, has time to get out of there or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or like I always do that. Like I always do that. I throw off the scent a little bit. I throw off the trail a little bit. Like years down the line, I don't mind giving locations because you know what I mean? That's a different story to an extent. Or you could give a generalization of the area if you want, like, for people to understand maybe the lay of the land, but you don't have to like bing, you don't have to put a pin on it.
Yes. Well, here's something that I'm hearing about a lot. Or I have friends that do kind of meetups and town halls all over the country, and some of the hot spots of like Dogman country and Bigfoot country, I guess you could say. And what we're finding is that usually there are some government officials that show up at these things.
Yeah, well,
And so that's kind of like where I'm going to kind of put it out there to the people who come to my event. Just be aware of that, y'all. Okay. And I've invited, it's open for everybody. Okay. But if you're not comfortable talking about that to the public and sharing your story to the group, you can come talk to me, or, find a member of one of our teams that's out there. I mean, I'm going to have a lot of my friends out there that do this cryptid field research. And so I want everybody to feel safe. Okay. So to be able to share and not, and I say that as a friend. Okay. I consider y'all friends. Okay. Every one of y'all. Well, maybe a couple of y'all know. I'm just kidding. No, I consider everybody a friend. Okay. And so I want everybody just to feel comfortable. Right. So I know I've heard a lot of crazy stories about people reporting like even Bigfoots on their property at their house. And then
forget it.
Depending upon who they report it to, the black helicopters show up and then they never see their Bigfoots out there ever again.
Well, like there's a guy I know who actually moved. He reported to whatever BFRO. His evidence was so strong with his photos of it looking in his window and stuff that everybody and their mother descended on this guy's home and his property and would not stop because it was such power. It was one of those powerful like photo, the one of the Bigfoot looking in the window, that crazy looking one, and like there's a few photos of it. People continued for years to just descend on his property, and he started to lose it. Like he couldn't take it.
No.
Yeah, I felt bad for him. I felt very, very bad for him. He moved up and like left the area, like up into the mountains, and yeah, it's horrible.
That's terrible. That's terrible. I'm sorry. I was smiling because I was reading these comments. We were talking. I was like, wait a second, you're talking about something that's terrible, and I'm over here smiling, reading these comments because this audience is off the chain today. Y'all are amazing, by the way. And Bigfoot Door says, I like to research researchers. Yes, well, me too sometimes. But Nathan, I like Nathan's comment too. That was funny. He was like, you got to point out he said the feds. Okay. But anyways, it's listen, everybody's invited. Okay. It's open, and this is on it. It is I think it's a state park. It's actually a county park, I believe, because you have to go through the county.
When you're like, these people sometimes don't know, they're just doing their job necessarily. Like they don't know, they're not necessarily bad people. Like I always say, like looking back now, like at what I was doing in the military and shit, like I was so emotional and so wrapped up in it, and like so, you know what I mean? And you get into that way of thinking because you get molded into it and stuff. So I'm sure that these people who do this, like they're not like evil spirited people. They're just molded into being what they are, like whether it be a little sneaky weaselly spy in the audience or like
we welcome everybody. Come
welcome in weasels, welcome in.
We know who you are. I'm just kidding.
They're not hard to figure out, honestly.
They're not hard to spot, y'all. I'm just saying. Okay. I'm kidding, y'all. This is all in good fun. We're just kidding around today.
Oh, yeah. All right.
But please come out to my event, y'all. It's going to be great. And by the way, we have a couple of my teammates are in the chat. I saw David Pardue in here earlier. What's up, David Pardue? And now we got Don Tartan here.
Is David Pardue the one that had the stuff go by his tent or whatever?
That was me that had the stuff go by my tent. Oh, Keith was out there. My tent almost landed on Keith's tent, actually.
Okay.
Something got all knocked over.
You were interviewing somebody out there.
Yeah. Oh, I interviewed David and Don. Yeah, Don was the one. Okay. Yeah, Don's right here. He says, and Don says, in the late 60s, as a kid, we were out hunting when we spotted a large bird at a high elevation. We attempted to shoot it down, but unfortunately, we missed it. And that was in Cape Fear region of North Carolina. Cape Fear is also where they have mermaids out there too, Don. By the way, that's an area of high strangeness. And thank you for being here today.
And Robert De Niro, they have to.
And Robert De Niro. That's right. Oh my gosh. Before we move on to the next topic, which we're about to move on to the next topic, y'all, I want to thank JoJo Awaken. Thank you for being a member of the Hunt Club. 13 months. Oh my gosh. I appreciate you so much. And that means the world to me. And also, Moon at Noon, thank you for that super sticker. You're so sweet for all your support. And also, Angel Muriel, hey, the eagle is also a symbol for Zeus. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for that super sticker. You're so sweet. And thank you for your support. Okay. And all right, let's get into our next topic today, because we are trucking along and the time is running out. Okay. So we just had Matt Gaetz do an interview. I think it was Benny. What is that guy's name? Benny Johnson. I want to say Johnson. But anyways, I've got it right here. Well, I'm going to play this interview where he is actually, this is on TikTok. This is on my TikTok. I reposted this from somebody else's TikTok. You know how that works. And he is talking about what he was briefed on with the alien human hybrid programs. Now he's actually, this is kind of sensitive, so I just want to warn the audience first. He's talking about how missing people have been actually taken to be part of these programs where they're being forced to breed with ETs. All right. And so I wanted to bring this up today. So let's get into this. Okay. And the cryptid had, y'all please go over to my TikTok. By the way, I got a warning, okay, with TikTok this morning or yesterday, because my video, y'all know my video about the reptilian repellent being snake repellent, apparently that offended people or something. I don't know. It didn't offend anybody on any other platform. So I didn't know that TikTok was censoring videos, but oh well. Anyways, it happened. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna play this, and let's listen to what he has to say.
I think the most important information will be the.
Oh shoot! Hold on, y'all. Sorry.
I think the most important information will be the biologics that did with the United States Army came into my office. I think the most important information will be the biologics that are not human that have been discovered, and like even some of the briefings that aren't classified just need to be out in the public. I mean, I had someone come and brief me who was in a military uniform, worked for the United States Army, that was briefing me on the locations of hybrid breeding programs where captured aliens were breeding with humans to create some hybrid race that could engage in intergalactic communication. An actual uniformed member of the United States Army briefed me on that.
Non-human biologics, interracial alien mating? What the F is going on? Look, wait a second. You had whistleblowers tell you this kind of thing? Can you please unpack that?
Yeah, I had a guy who was uniformed. He was a senior enlisted with the United States Army, came into my office in Crestview, Florida, in a non-classified setting. I had members of my staff there, and what they explained is that the military ran a very secret program where aliens that were living were in forced breeding programs with humans that had been abducted from war zones and from even the caravans of migrants. Now, again, I didn't verify this, but what the whistleblower was telling me is that there were like between 6 and 12 locations around the country where this happened. And what he wanted was a group, members of Congress, to all show up at the same time at all of these different locations so that any of those activities could not be moved. And of course, it's a physical impossibility to get members of Congress to simultaneously show up at like 8 locations at one time. And so that never occurred.
What do you mean non-human biologics? Like this?
Well, that was the testimony of David Grush before the House Oversight Committee, which I joined, and the testimony was that in crashes of craft that had been recovered by the CIA and through a special program that the CIA had for crash recovery, that it wasn't just the hard materials, it was also biologics, but that they couldn't identify a human source of those biologics. I think the most important information will be the biologics that are not human that have been discovered, and like even some of the briefings that aren't classified.
Okay, well, that's pretty wild. So there's talking about a whistleblower that came to him talking about how people are being humans have been being kidnapped. And how many locations did he say? 16 locations or 6 or 7? I can't remember. It was a bunch.
No, it was a teens, yeah.
But we have been talking about these programs for decades. We've been talking about this for a long time, but it's interesting that he's coming out. And of course, I like this comment from Nathan, actually. Nathan said, to keep in mind that Matt Gaetz would only be saying this if he got authorization to do so, which I agree with that 100%. We know that. And in other words, green light. Otherwise, it would be made up. Personally, I think he was given the green light. Me too. I think that too, Nathan. And to continue, Nathan says, also, all of us here practically already have figured all this out and take it as a given. So Matt saying it just corroborates what we have already discerned. Exactly. Thank you.
I agree. Yeah.
Nathan took the words right out of my mouth.
I mean, that's like what Ancient Aliens is, like the show is like the stuff that we talk about. They're taking it and, putting it out there as like this big, huge evidence and stuff. And the world goes, oh my God, that's such amazing stuff, right? Like when Garrel comes on and like shows you all the stuff hidden within the artifacts and this and that and the art throughout, history. And you really have to take an abstract look at it from a different angle, because there's things that pop to us because of the way we're, that we're, I guess, bred, and groomed. And then there's other stuff right there. Boom. That's just right in your face. Right. And like, so, yeah, I agree. This guy is just kind of, but I mean, there was a red flag for me right away when he said a senior enlisted. Like, well, enlisted, is he talking about an officer? Because if he's saying, to me, it sounds like he's saying a non-commissioned officer, which is a sergeant, which with the highest ranking would not know any of this shit. Even the highest level. So it would have to be like a high-ranking officer, in my opinion, to get any sort of credibility.
Any information.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, and that leads us into another article that I want to talk about. Another topic is that we've had some people that have gone missing who are high-ranking generals and stuff that are very much into the highest echelon, the upper echelons of the truth behind the ETs and the disclosure. They've literally gone missing.
Yeah. Okay? Who put them on the shelf and where are they?
Where are they? Well, my goodness. I mean, we talk about missing people all the time. And according to my remote viewing data, which our friend over at that missing web, that missing YouTube channel, who I'm talking about, that does the maps. He doesn't like my data. Okay. But anyways, the missing person stuff, who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. Don't get me started.
Fan of my data. Okay. But the remote viewing data that Barry had given me, those missing persons clusters is like some blind coordinate remote viewing targets, and it was saying, I mean, this all connects, in my opinion, because the data in a nutshell was that people were being kidnapped. Okay, they were being taken to facilities underground. They were being experimented on, and then they were being disposed of. That is the cut and dried data, 100% on a blind target. And what is this talking about? I mean, that's what Matt Gaetz was saying. He's like, well, these people are being kidnapped and they're being taken to these facilities and they're being experimented on. And then what?
Yeah.
McDonald's, I don't know. Like,
well,
what's going on here?
If they can't wipe your mind. I mean, we have friends that have gone through these programs and things to that effect. And as they as they're going through life, these blurps and these little pieces of the puzzle keep coming to them, and it's like, it's insane. But yeah, if they can't get you to that level where you're kind of, washed, what are they going to do with you? They're not going to send you back out there. You're a risk. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like the same way that the court's not going to let a murderer back on the streets. They're not going to give him bail. This is like that to the umpteenth level, right? Because you're so dangerous because of what and what they've done to you. You're not just so like, you get my drift, right? Like it's you're not just abused and traumatized and used and experimented on, but then you're discarded. You know what I mean? And then that's the only real way to handle it is to discard. You know, I hate to say it that way, but I mean we have very few words we're allowed to use on here.
Yes.
But,
yeah. They go swim with the fishes. It's quittance.
yeah. It's
right?
quittance, boy. It's quittance,
quittance, as we say here. It's quittance. All right. So here's this article right here. UFO General and NASA Boffin. Okay. Boffin, I guess. I don't know. I don't watch the news, y'all, so I don't know how people pronounce these things, these names. But Boffin vanish inside the suspicious disappearance of the world's top alien tech experts. And in this article, let me click on this. The unexplained disappearances of a UFO-linked general and a NASA engineer have ignited fraught questions over national security, secrecy, and who controls advanced space technology. This was from March 25th of 2026. This article is from ibtimes.co.uk. Okay, if you guys want to go find this for yourselves. And this is UFO General and NASA Boffin vanish inside the suspicious disappearance. Already said that. Okay, so UFO General William Neil McCaslin and NASA Boffin Monica Jacinto Riza have disappeared in separate incidents in the U.S. this year, alarming lawmakers and security experts who say the pair's shared background in advanced aerospace technology and alleged UFO research makes their absence anything but routine. These are not obscure figures. McCaslin is a retired U.S. Air Force Major General who once ran the Air Force Research Laboratory, while Riza is a NASA engineer. The two worked together on Mondaloy, an advanced space metal credited with transforming U.S. rocket engines. Their sudden disappearances months apart, and with scant explanation, have become a lightning rod for everyone from members of Congress to former FBI officials and the UFO community, all of whom see a pattern. They do not agree on what that pattern means. And McCaslin was reported missing after leaving his home on the 27th of February. His wife told authorities he walked out carrying only a pair of boots and a .38 caliber revolver, leaving behind his other personal belongings. For a retired two-star general with long experience in security, that detail has been seized upon as evidence he believed he might have faced a threat or at least felt the need to be prepared for one. I mean, a lot of Americans leave the house with at least a firearm on them. A lot of them that I know, I'm just saying. But the general's resume helps explain why his absence is being treated as more than a family tragedy. As a senior figure at the Air Force Research Lab, McCaslin had access to some of the most sensitive projects in the U.S. military. He has long been rumored to have had involvement in classified programs at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, the historic hub of aerospace research, and features prominently in UFO lore. And it says some researchers have even linked McCaslin without hard proof to alleged recovered technology from the 1947 Roswell crash to highly restricted nuclear secrets. And he's been associated with To the Stars Academy, the group founded by Tom DeLonge, and his push for greater transparency on UAPs. And so that's what's going on here. And of course, what is a boffin? NASA boffin? Okay. That's a new word for me, y'all.
I don't know.
I don't even know what that is. Somebody in the chat knows. I can't see the chat right now.
It might be somebody's name.
It sounded like it was a label. Okay. But anyways, these people are missing. Okay. That's,
it might be like
that's the long story short.
Be on the lookout. Like, oh, you know what I mean?
Bolo? Boffin or Bolo? I don't think it's.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like.
I'm sure it's in the chat and I've just missed it because I couldn't see the chat. But anyways, thank you guys. I love our chat, by the way.
Oh man, there's so much fun. Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Thank you, Hillbilly Herb. Hillbilly's got it covered. That's the first one I saw. Boffin is a British informal term for a scientist, an engineer, or technical research expert, often highlighting high intellect. Well, in that case,
all right.
That's amazing. Yeah. I mean, it's really sad. Thank you, Hillbilly Herb, very much. What's going on here? Could they just be going underground and hiding? You know what I mean? I mean, sometimes it's like maybe they're on a mission, you know? Who
No,
knows?
I mean, well, that's not unheard of. Of course, like, all right, I shouldn't have said no. Yes, it's very possible. It's very, very possible. But at the same time, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. This whole thing is just very odd. The whole thing.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Boffin, that's a new word. A highly intelligent researcher. I need to start a cryptid group of boffins. The Boffin Cryptid Group. I'm not trying to make light of this, y'all. I know we're talking about something serious. But I just love learning new things. Okay.
I agree. But
yeah.
I would have never. Yeah, I did not know that was. I thought it was someone's last name. Like
I did too at first. Yeah. Oh well. Okay. Well, nonetheless, this is it's an enigmatic. It's a little bit suspicious. It's very sus, as we say over here, and so I just wanted to definitely bring that up today, and I wonder. I would say, like, why now? Why are they putting out all this information about animal? Or not, God, I keep saying animal, alien human hybrids and stuff. I mean, we just covered on Monday the whole story about there's a guy that was on TikTok, our trusted news source, wink, wink.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how he had snake repellent on him from working in his yard, and somebody behind him at Home Depot was sneezing, and he turned around and the guy was shapeshifting into a reptilian. And he had and then he came out and he's like, don't tell anybody, I'm just trying to make a living like the rest of y'all. And, I'm an everyday shape-shifting reptilian humanoid. Okay. I'm a blue collar reptilian shapeshifter. But anyways.
Well, yeah, the reptilians, depending which ones, a lot of them don't make it, don't make it into society where they get to hide that, like the draconian, for instance, right? Like they kill each other, you know what I mean? Only the strong survive, and then they make it to the point where they're so powerful that they get these high level spots in human, in the human ranks, right? And whether it be in the Congress, president, whatever, right? Hillary, whoever the hell, right? We don't know, but
right.
Yeah, so these, if this is just your average Joe, like draconian or whatever the case may be, yeah, he might, just like that stupid guy on the plane, right? Oh, guys, no, whatever.
Oh, I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
That guy's not human.
Real.
I'm telling you right now. Yes.
Yes.
That MFer is not real.
Yeah. And then they tried to use a different girl that looked nothing like her to be like, blah, 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 blah. Like, I didn't say any of that or whatever. Or
can we all say psyop together?
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Not regardless of it's a psyop or what. I mean, this is for entertainment purposes only. Thank you, Angel. I saw that. Whether it's some of this is like psyop or not, like it's still disclosure. And we've known that a lot of this stuff is. We're doing a slow trickle out, and whether it's choreographed or not, I don't know. But hey, like Robin says, hey Robin, the prelude to the super soldier disclosure, and maybe it is. I think so. It could be. I mean, we've been doing disclosure for years.
Yeah, wondering if they're done with that project. It might come out eventually, but I don't think that's anywhere near. If they're doing 20 and done still, like with people, like if they're still sending people out for 20 at a time, 20 years at a time and stuff, I mean, I think we're a little far off from that disclosure. But you never know.
Yeah, never know. I mean,
I'm
hesitant to even get back in the ocean now. I'm afraid, I don't have a lot of skills that dolphins would need to take me underwater to their lair to build a construction zone or something. Any high-rise apartments or mid-rises or biodomes. But my goodness, if you are into construction or into any kind of engineering, be careful when y'all get in the ocean, okay? Because Gerald might come and get you. Yeah. Robin says probably related to Gerald the dolphin and that dude with the underwater blueprints. Well, he was kidnapped too, right? That's what he said. He said that he was kidnapped. Basically, he was taken underwater, and Gerald provided the air bubble for him, and he was there for a while. Was it a couple days, 3 days?
His drug test came back. He came back.
Negative.
His toxicology came back negative.
Negative.
So I mean,
He wasn't even drunk or anything.
I mean,
Yeah.
how do you draw blueprints and shit in the sand? Like, I mean,
I don't know. Some of that didn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I can believe the dolphin part, but the drawing the plans in the sand, I don't believe.
I don't know.
I'm just
anything.
kidding.
I don't know. You just
I don't
invite
know.
me on, and I don't know what the hell is going to happen.
Yes. Oh man, yeah. Shapeshifters' lives matter, and yes, tell that to TikTok. They got very upset about my reptilian posts on yesterday or whenever I did that. They were like, we cannot post this on the FYP because it goes against community, blah blah blah. And I was like,
On where? On TikTok?
on TikTok, it was just about the sneaker penalty.
I've had that happen to me so many times on those apps like that where I stopped using it because they wouldn't let me post. I mean, stuff that people post nonstop. And I tell you, some people are shadow banned because of their credibility. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a little different.
Well, you know what? Even though I got that, I still got more likes on that video than a lot of my other videos. Okay. So they don't put my stuff on the FYP anyways. Okay. So
it's rare. Yeah, it's very rare.
I don't know. I do have one that has about 1 million views, though. I do have another video. So
I mean, who the hell has a Gerald the Dolphin FYP though? I mean,
there's a lot. I can show you my TikTok. Actually, I wanted to show. You know what? Before we go today, I'm going to show. Okay,
my bad, Gerald. My bad.
Hold on.
I said Gerald.
It's not Gerald. Are we saying Gerald? It's Gerald.
Whatever.
Sorry. Let me go back.
Anyway.
Okay, let me show the audience this because this is funny. Look at this. I'm not going to play this, but look at this. Dollar General.
It's
when they hear Gerald is building an underground city. Okay, I saved that. Okay, they're putting in portals. They must have found a Stargate under the sea.
Those Dollar Generals pop up
Dollar
everywhere.
General.
Yeah.
You're welcome, everybody. You're welcome. Now you can go about your day. Okay. And while we're sitting here contemplating life and underwater life and all that stuff, let's also think about becoming body snatched by the black goo as well. I know we have a few more minutes today. Let's cover this one.
Let's do it
as well. Hold on, let me see if I have. Well, I don't even have anything to pull up for this, but let's talk about it.
Okay. Because
I came across something. I forgot where it was, but it was maybe it was on Instagram. But they were talking about trying to figure out like why is our phone like putting out ads when we don't say anything about anything out loud. But I'm thinking of
motorcycles. I know what you mean.
SpaghettiOs, whatever, motorcycles, lettuce, Easter bunnies. I don't know. Easter bunnies would be too easy. But we'll be, you'll be scrolling and the ad comes up on your phone.
It does.
Like,
well, now like there's one thing, right, where like every app asks you allows you to use your microphone and your camera or whatever, and you have to hit yes to use that app, right? So now it listens to you, like your phone listens to you and it knows. Like, so like, for instance, if you're like having a conversation with someone about motorcycles and then you see a Harley commercial, okay, that's kind of normal, right? Because your phone is listening to you. But like you said, if it's something that you don't actually say out loud, how is that connecting to you? And I don't know, like I've been having issues like these nanobots, whatever you want to call them. Like I've been having these issues with my left thigh where it's like my whole left thigh is numb all the time. It freezes up. It gets Charlie horses. I can't walk sometimes because of it. And it's only been happening for the past year or two, maybe. And that's where I put my phone in my left pocket. And I'm wondering, is this like because of something going on with my cell phone now, you know, and you know, I'm just kind of, I don't know, you know, it's just something kind of out there, but yeah, there's some craziness. I don't know, maybe I got a bowl of black goo in there.
Well, I'm gonna read some of my notes that I took, okay, from something that I was reading on today, okay. So apparently we have nanobots, and there's some like graphene. Where's that article? Oh, here it is. Hold on, I do have something to show you guys. First of all, Terry Brown, thank you so much for that super sticker. Tales of a Sonic Voyage. Hello, my friend. Thanks for another great show. It's good to see you too, Terry. Thank you so much for your support, for your super sticker, and for being my friend. I appreciate you. You're the best. Okay, let me. I'm going to take this down, and I'm going to share my screen. This is an article that I have. And water treatment by new generation of graphene materials. Hope for a bright future. I don't think that sounds like a bright future at all, personally. This is from link.springer.com, Environmental Science and Pollution Research. All right, so apparently we have nanobots and graphene oxide in our bodies. It's being used to control our brains. This is for entertainment purposes only, y'all. Okay, I just want to, I can't state that enough. This is all for entertainment purposes only. And that doesn't mean that we're just reading an article. Okay. And we're going to read this quickly. If I can find it back up here again. I'm not even going to read the article. You guys can find this article online. Yep. So graphene oxide is the thinnest, strongest, and most conductive material. It's found in air, food, water, and clothes. It's inside you, whether you want it to be or not. It bonds with iron in our bodies and it becomes a magnetic protein. Now, this is what an article that I'm reading. It can remotely control neurons and behavior when exposed to external magnetic force like EMF, like with the 5G and stuff. And it sends and receives signals. This is all inside of us. Most processed foods have high levels of iron to make it easier, maybe to control and manipulate people. I don't know. This is for entertainment purposes only. But this is why when you think of something, it pops up as an ad on your cell phone. It can read also the content of our genomes, giving the people in power access to everything unique in our biological code. It's shown in multiple cartoons and shows for kids, especially. And the end goal is turning us into robots. Could be transhumanism. And there are ways to fight this, you guys, and it is like heavy metal detoxes and things like that. But there's articles talking about how wonderful this is. Of course, it's being pushed on the public as being a good thing when it's obviously not. Okay, and that's my opinion. Okay, but anyways, I just wanted to point this out and maybe we should all do like metal detoxes and stuff. I'm no doctor. I'm not giving any advice to anybody, but I'm just saying, like, I think that I will do something. And you can even do that through the food you eat. Like cilantro is really good to get the heavy metals out of your system and stuff.
Yep, it is. I use this oil of oregano stuff quite often.
Me too. I take it every day.
Do you?
I sure do.
Yeah,
yes.
I think Cameraman Jack put me onto it originally. But a couple of my friends do it, and they were like swearing by it. So there's a couple of things that, like that. I'll take. I pretty much take it more like if I feel like I'm getting sick or something. Like I'll take it beforehand, like But
from heavy metal. I'm not saying detox from heavy metal. I know some of you guys really like that type of music. If that's what you're talking about, okay, you don't have to detox from the music. But maybe the stuff that's inside our bodies. Okay. And, and you were wondering like, well, what are they spraying on us in the skies and stuff? Well, it's probably a lot of metal. Okay. And it's getting in our food. It's getting everywhere. And so it's like our bodies are antenna now. We've always been antennas naturally.
I think,
we're natural antennas, but now we're just like becoming cyborg antennas. So beware, y'all. Just beware. Okay. So I don't know. This has been a fantastic show today, Mike. I've had a really good time today talking about all this stuff, and I appreciate you being here.
Oh, yeah. I always have a good time. I appreciate it. I don't know what the hell I talk about sometimes, but I'm glad we have fun.
I just bring you along for the ride, man. I bring all my friends along for the ride. I'm like, hey, hop on the show with me today. I can promise you, we're gonna have some good laughs. That's all I can promise. But yeah,
we don't ever plan anything, right?
no.
You just say, hey, we're gonna do this. I'm like, let's get it. You know,
let's get it.
Go.
I've got some notes and I got some things to pull up, and we're just gonna make it happen. It's always fun. And so, also I want to warn the audience too about the like processed foods and stuff. They say there's a lot of metals in those allegedly and stuff. So all allegedly for entertainment purposes, but be careful. We gotta be careful what we're eating. And I'm guilty. I eat processed stuff too. We all do. Okay, but yeah, I do take a really good oregano supplement. Like when there's some oregano oil or something, and they say that's pretty good. I take iodine and all that stuff, but that's just me. That's what I do. Okay,
this one is really cheap. It's on like Amazon, but the ones with the black seed oil are the better ones, like for you. I think. Do your homework on it, but you know what I mean. But according to my friend, he said like the more like he said it should burn, like it should kind of burn like when
it does burn.
He's like it should burn if it's a good product. It should like burn.
It'll burn a hole in your skin. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Bob Grumpy Wilson, when it was one of my teammates and stuff out in the field. He talked about how he always burned a hole in his tongue with that one time, and every time I take one, I think about Bob. I'm like, God, I hope this jelly thing does not break in my mouth, because it's gonna burn my body.
Well, this one I have is actually like a dropper, so like it's like, but my friend was like, does it burn your mouth? I said no, but I said he's like, well then it's no good. He's like, it should.
don't even try. Listen, it's not like wasabi or jalapeno where you want to like kind of test the waters. No, don't even try. Don't even try.
The first thing I do is I drop it on my tongue, and then I like chase it with something, almost like you do with like a shot at the bar. Like I chase it immediately. So, and I'm a Guinea through and through. Like I'm 100% Sicilian Guido, freaking to the max. I love oregano, but this don't play with this stuff.
Don't play, homie. Don't play that, y'all. Please be careful with it. And Mike, where can everybody find you? I know it's been on the ticker down here the whole show. Tell people where they can find you. Oh, that too. That's everything can find me.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, it's on the ticker, so we're good.
It's on the ticker. Long Island Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or you could, or my name, Mike Colontonio. You can always find me on Facebook or whatever. If you want to talk like about anything, I mean, I'm pretty open. I'm pretty easy. I mean, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm here if you need me. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got I really do enjoy you being on the show with me, and you have a wonderful channel. Mike is Boots on the Ground, y'all. He is BOTG. If you ever see me putting BOTG all over social media, it's Boots on the Ground. Okay? Yeah, that's our motto over here. And so y'all go check out Mike's channel.
My boots. I got about 5 pairs of boots from, and they're all trashed.
Yeah, mine are getting that way too. I wear mine till they fall apart usually. Yeah.
I mean, I got a few pair, and they're all trash because I go out. I mean, I haven't been filming as much, but or posting as much. But yeah, I mean, if they're, I don't know. I'm kind of like in a down quieter stage of my life right now, but well, there'll be a demand, I think, down the line again, and I'll just start again. I'll start up more.
You'll go when the time's right. You get back out there.
Right. Yeah,
for sure.
That's true.
And me too. And you're gonna have to come down to Georgia. I'm gonna take you Bigfooting down here soon. Okay. Whenever you're ready, you come on down.
I would have been down there this month already, probably, but life happens. Our kids need attention. So, but
absolutely.
Yeah, soon enough.
Kids first, Bigfoot second. Yeah.
That's right.
I feel you. Okay. Well, Mike, thanks again for being here today. Freaking awesome, fantastic show. I always enjoy it. And thank you to everybody who was in the chat today with us. Y'all are the best. Y'all y'all just make everything even more fun for us over here. And again, I want to thank everybody who gave super stickers today. And JoJo Awaken, thank you for being a member of the Hunt Club for 13 months. You're the best. And Moon at Noon, thank you so much. Angel, thank you so much. And Terry, thank you so much for the super sticker.
That's a big way you guys can help too. You know, if you're gonna do like a $5 super sticker, you might as well join the Hunt Club. You know what I mean? And,
Join the Hunt Club,
and yeah, you get an extra video every week or two, and it's great. You know, she puts like it's great. I mean, it's great.
Thank you. Yes, to all my Hunt Club members, we have a brand new video up I put up last night, and it's got a raccoon on the cover. Okay, so y'all go check that out. It's fun. And yeah, y'all, please come back and see me tomorrow night. We have Jimmy Payne coming on the show. We're going to be talking about the Men in Black connection to the LBJ Ranch out in Texas. This is like near Austin, actually. Has everything to do. That's where they were going to get trained in cattle mutilations, by the way.
Oh,
and we're going to get into that with some with a whole lot of other stuff. We're even going to talk about Leatherface again a little bit. We're going to talk about Linda Moulton Howe and her research and what was planned for her and all that. Jimmy, it's almost like a continuation of the last time he came on, but it's way more detailed and a lot of good information. It blows me away just talking with him about that. So y'all come see us tomorrow night live, 8 p.m. Eastern with Jimmy Payne, former Men in Black. All right. So I will see y'all there. And please, everybody, be safe out there. Watch your six. Don't live in fear, though. And yeah. Have a great day, everybody. And you too, Mike. Have a wonderful day. And we'll see you next time. Bye.